Hi guys, so today's video is a little bit different, but I just kind of wanted to talk to you about a couple different things. Had a busy day, got home, and I saw, I'm going through my requests, and someone was like, talk about the Anderson Cooper show and how it felt to face your bully. And let's just kind of back up. I was on the Anderson Cooper show because there was a guy who was like making fun of my acne. His name was Nick or something. And that had aired, and I told you guys about it like a day before it happened because the producers were like, you can't tell anybody or else you're gonna be in trouble. I was like, no. But I tweeted it to you guys like right before it happened, so I was like, yes, I win. You guys didn't get me in trouble. I was really worried though. But I was basically on there with a couple of other girls who had been picked on by this guy. And someone commented and asked a question. They said, Cassandra, can you please talk about the Anderson Cooper show and how it really felt to face your bully? This video is just going to be kind of like my bullying story and stuff like that, because tell me, do you guys want a video on how to stand up to a bully or what to say to a bully or how to know if you're a bully? I don't know. Tell me what kind of bullying videos you want or what kind of social videos you want. But I guess I'm just going to talk about kind of how it felt for me and kind of what I've gone through. You guys know that I got acne at a very, very young age, and throughout middle school I was kind of like a reject child. I wasn't like everybody else. I was just different. And I hung out with a couple of other kids that had acne, but I remember my first pimple was in 3rd grade, and a girl named Carolyn looked at me, and it was on my nose, and she was like, is that a wart? And I was like, no. And she's like, is it contagious? I was like, I don't know. So I went home and I asked my mom, what is this? My mom was like, oh, that's just a pimple, honey. I was like, is it contagious? And she was like, no. Then 5th grade, 6th grade, I just got a couple more acnes. I got a couple more pimples, and one of the people that I used to hang out with was on tetracycline, and she had worse acne, but we were both like different. We like were black, we were like, I don't know if we were emo or scene or goth or what we were just different, and I still embrace that part of myself. I'm still different, and I like it. I still love my Forever the Sickest Kids t-shirts and, all that kind of good stuff, but, it was just like we were different, and we had this acne, and I started getting teased in about 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Kids would just make fun of me, A, because I was different, and B, because I had pimples. And it got really bad. Everyone says that high school is easier. It got really bad for me, 8th grade, high school, stuff like that, and kids would call me names and they would like pick on me. I was never tied to a flagpole. I was never thrown in a dumpster, things like that. But the things that people said were really hurtful. They would say things like, I bet your mother wishes that she never gave birth to you. And just really derogatory things, like walking through the halls, they would say things, and it was terrible, and that's why I kind of stopped going to public school. I went to a private school where I just went one-on-one with the teacher. I didn't have to see students at all. I was just me and the teacher for a couple hours a week, and then I did my homework all the time at home. That's kind of how I got into makeup. I was so self-conscious and so insecure that I couldn't see other people. Like, I was hiding from the world because of my acne, because it covered 90% of my face. But I basically did homework all day, which is why I graduated 2 years early, and did makeup all day. And I was on YouTube researching foundation. I was like, what works, what doesn't? And I kind of felt like an alien, because all the girls with their foundation routines, when I was looking at them, like Miss Perfect skin. Like, they had perfect skin, and I was like, no one's like me. Like, the doctor said, oh, don't worry, Cassandra. 11 doctors I've been to, 12 dermatologists, whatever. The doctor was like, oh, there's other people out there like you, but you don't feel it, because especially everyone on YouTube, I didn't hang out with my friends. I stopped hanging out with everybody. I was alone at home. I did homework and I researched makeup, and all the girls on there had perfect skin already, and they were like, this is how I put on my foundation to look even more gorgeous than I already am with my clear skin. And I just felt like an alien. And after being teased and picked on, and people would throw quarters at me on the bus. There was a girl, God, she would throw quarters at me on the bus. She would steal my hair clips. She would like sing songs in my face, and she would talk to me about my acne. And her mom was a little bit nicer. Her mom was like, oh, maybe it's because you have bangs on your face. If you have bangs on your face, you can sweep them. If you take them away, it might help because of the oil from your hair. But this girl was just so mean to me, and all these things just piled up and up and up, just caused me to just say, I'm done with this. And that's not how I should have handled it. I should have handled it by talking to them, talking to someone. I just left the problem. I ran away from my problem, which was not the solution. But makeup, I was researching it online. Finally, I found stuff that worked for me. I researched all these girls with perfect skin, and I created my foundation routine, and I didn't even post it for a while. I started modeling before I posted that routine, and that makeup allowed me to model. And finally, I felt good about myself. And you know, since I actually like left my school to do a private study, I have not been back to that campus just because of how awful it makes me feel. And those people have graduated by now, but I have not set foot back on there just because of all the bad memories and all the things that have happened there. And it's emotionally scarring, the things that people will say to you. And long story short, I started modeling. I realized, my boyfriend really helped me realize this. He was like, you are beautiful the way you are. And I didn't believe it. And until he told me that, I wasn't comfortable with myself. But he told me, you are beautiful. You need to share with other people how you are able to put on makeup to feel good about yourself, because he saw changes in me when I didn't wear makeup. You know, he was like, oh, you're not as confident, you're not, is stuff like that. And he says, you should be, you're beautiful. But you know, if I don't believe it, I'm not going to feel it, I'm not going to radiate it. So he was like, you have to help other people and post that. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So long story short, filmed the video. I didn't post it for a month. I posted it a month later. I was like, this is my face, da 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 da. And I didn't even look at YouTube. I was like, I'm not going to look at this. I am not going to come near this, because I thought that everyone was going to be just as mean as they were at school. I thought I was going to get so much hate and so much ridicule, but I felt like if I helped one person, one girl, one guy, one woman, one man, that it would be worth it. Because if someone was in my situation, I knew how awful it felt to be that way. And if this is what I used to hide that from people, I wasn't even facing my problems. I was hiding from my problems. I ran away from the kids that were mean to me. I covered the stuff on my face instead of dealing with it. But I thought if I could help one person feel confident the way I feel confident, it would all be worth it. And I was expecting so much hate, so I didn't even look at YouTube. I was like missing for 4 months, and I come back and there was just so much love, which is why you guys are a part of my YouTube family now. But that's like a short little hypnosis, and I have had to deal with bullies all my life. Some of the best things that I've been able to do is just turn around and say I love you. No matter what somebody says, just be like, oh yeah, I love you. It's really funny because first off, they're gonna be like really confused. They're gonna be like, what the heck? Sometimes I'll laugh it off. Sometimes I'll get really mad. I've had people come up to me and just cry and start hugging me, because a lot of times bullies have been bullied by other people and are really insecure themselves. But long story short, we'll have another video on bullying if you want it. But that story, my acne story, kind of what happened to me, was on Anderson. And they were talking about it, and there was this guy named Nick who runs a website, and he posted on the website, what a waste of beautiful eyes, saying that I had beautiful eyes, but I was an ugly person. And he was picking on other girls as well, but how it felt to like face my bully, because I haven't faced any of the people that bullied me or teased me in school. I haven't talked to them about how I felt or anything at all. So how it felt to like sit there and talk to him one-on-one was actually really refreshing. And my boyfriend was there with me, so I was a little bit more confident. He was there like sitting across from me. And I felt good in myself at that point. At that point, I've been showing you guys my skin for so long, and I have a support network. I have you guys, and I hope that you feel like you have me. And I was comfortable talking about my problems with him. But I was like, you know, I saw on his face, he had acne scarring. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is making fun of me because I have acne. Look at the scars that he has. He must have gone through really terrible acne too, like scarring and pitting, worse scarring than I have. So I was like, wow. You know, I didn't say anything to him, but it was almost like it was refreshing to talk to him about, you know, how it felt to be bullied, and it was like a release. And I really think, we'll do a separate bullying video, but I really think that it's a good idea, even if you don't talk to your bully face to face, talk to someone. Come out to someone and tell them how you feel and how it feels, and really just write down what your emotions are and how you would feel better. Not, I would feel better if they stopped teasing me, but how can I feel better about myself regardless of what they say? And I think that that's a big thing, because no matter what you're bullied for, whether it's your face and your acne, whether it's your height, I was bullied because I'm tall, you know, no matter what it is you're bullied for, think about what makes you feel better. And that's kind of like what happened to me, is that I stopped hanging out with my friends because everyone was teasing me. When I did my independent study, I've always hung out with older people. A lot of people don't know that I'm 19. I am tall, so it makes me look older, but I've always hung out with mature people that are 5 to 10 years older than me, or 40-year-olds. I love hanging out with 40-year-olds. I love hanging out with people who have children, and I feel like older people This isn't always true, but a lot of times they understand what I've gone through better. They've been through pain too, and even if they have children, they're very responsible. You know, they're not like, I'm not a party girl, and a lot of teens at my school were really obsessed with partying and stuff like that, so I just didn't connect with them as well because that's just not who I was. But I feel like being around those older people helped me mature faster and understand that beauty is not just what you look like. And that was a big, big thing for me, especially my boyfriend explaining that to me. You need a support system. So how it felt on Anderson, it was really refreshing just to talk to him, and I was able to tell him, I'm not the only one that you're hurting. There are other people out there, because I email you guys, I talk to you, there are other people out there who have told me they are ready to kill themselves. And did I save their lives? I don't know. I don't know if I made a difference or not. But I know that I've known how they felt, and I feel like it's my duty just to share what I know to help as many people as possible. And I explained to him that when you say those hurtful things, someone else is going to read that and they're going to feel bad about themselves. When you say, oh, you're so disgusting because of your acne, someone else is going to have acne and read that and feel just as bad. And it was just really refreshing to say that. It was like enlightening, and just because I had you guys' support, just because I had my boyfriend there, it was really, really refreshing. So I'm sorry this video is so random. My camera battery's dying. This is like the most random post in the world. Tell me if you want a bullying video or not, or what you would want that video to include, or what you would want me to talk about. But that's kind of how I felt when I was there in January, and I guess just a little bit of kind of what's happened to me. So hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it made somewhat sense to you. If you have a bullying story, feel free to post it in the comments or post a video response so that we can all kind of like share our experience and really learn from each other, because I love you is like the best comeback ever. Just trust me, it is. It's really funny because people get scared or they get angry or they're like, what the heck? But I think it really makes changes in people, and that's what I try to do. So I love you guys, and I look forward to talking to you all in the next video and seeing your video responses too. Love you guys. Bye.